Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let Loose with Moose. Today I have another DeFi Twitter figure with me. It's Moose meets Mooms today. Hello Mooms, how are you doing?
Hey Mose, how you doing? I'm fine. Hi to everyone, and it's nice to be here and chill with my brother.
Here to let loose. But without further ado, let's hear it from you about your origin story and how you got into crypto. So the stage is all yours.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, how did I get in crypto? So, back in, if I'm not wrong, October 2020. Uh, in that time, I entered the crypto space. I first heard about Bitcoin and crypto in general in like December 2019, but I never like dipped into them to know more about it. But I was already like understanding some concepts and reading some stuff here and there, especially during the pandemic when everyone was at home. And then in October 2020, the whole market was like skyrocketing. So I was like, okay, let's see what this crypto thing is. And yeah, I just got through some YouTube videos. I logged in on CoinMarketCap and I was like looking around, trying to understand how things work. And from like November, January 2021 to up until like end of the year, everything you have bought, like it was just doing from 2 to 100x. So I was just like playing around, buying some stuff that I didn't even know what they were, and I was just like making money randomly, really for no reason. Yeah, I have to admit it that I didn't know what I was doing, but I was making money. And in October 2021, I decided to open a Telegram community that was like a sort of journal of mine where I was posting about the trades that I was doing, some opinions here and there, giveaways of whitelist for ideals and stuff like that. And I grew that community from zero to like 2,800 members, 3,000 members
Nice.
over like 6 months. Yeah. So like it grew pretty well. And in May 2022, I met some guys from Netherlands through my community. They were inside the community, and they reached out to me, and together we started two startups. One is called Next Labs, where we are basically building indices for Italian and European banks. We actually sold 10% of the startup a few weeks ago to a bank
Nice.
director here in Italy. One of the major banks in Italy is called Banca Sella. They handle 9.5 billion of euros in assets under management, and we sold like 10% of it to of the startup to one of the major directors there. And the other one is a development firm where we are building, DApps, websites, blockchains for uh, companies and businesses. So it's a B2B uh, company. And yeah, I passed like from May 2022 until March 2023, working on these projects, and I'm still working on them, obviously. But especially in that time frame, that was the start of everything, and we were at the beginning of the startup, so we had to put a lot of time and work in them. And then in March 2023, I was like, okay, so like my journey has pivoted a lot once I have created the Telegram community, because through that one I founded those two startups that are doing pretty well now. And yeah, so I understood that networking and in general putting yourself in front of everyone is really useful. It gives you a lot of opportunities. So I said, okay, let's do it again, but this time on Twitter, right? So in March 2023, I started to again do the same thing that I was doing on Telegram, but on Twitter. And yeah, I grew that one from like March until July to like 12,000, 13,000. So something pretty huge by writing threads and sharing some trading things that I was doing and stuff like that. And now is November 2023, and a few days ago, maybe a week ago, yeah, a week ago, me and four other calls, Jeff, Laurent, Hercules DeFi, and the Smart Tape, we founded Stake Capital. That is basically, we will pass on it later maybe, but to give a short overview of it, it's a private community and marketing agency where we provide marketing services and advisory and other types of services to projects, since it's something that many agencies provide, but they don't do it in a good way, and they just end up ruining projects and wasting their funds. So, with our backgrounds and expertise and credibility, we started this stake capital thing, and yeah, that's it. Now I have stake capital, those two startups, and I'm just like playing around in DeFi, making some money, and then getting ragged sometimes. And yeah, that's it.
Awesome, nice, nice. I like how you mentioned to keep stake capital towards the end because we would definitely like to explore and learn a bit more about what stake capital does. Which already we just did a short introduction. And I have a question, right? Since you kind of mentioned that you did a few startups on your own and sold them like 10% off recently. Like, did you have a finance background before coming into the space?
No, absolutely not. I didn't have any finance background, so basically these startups, I joined them as a CMO, right? So
Mm-hmm.
since I was growing my Telegram community and I was pretty good at it, and I did the same in Twitter. I'm pretty good at marketing stuff. So I joined them. I co-founded them as a CMO, and yeah, but I didn't, and I still don't have any background in finance. But through DeFi and crypto investing, as probably everyone here, you slowly start to learn everything by yourself. So
You're a certified
yeah, then
DGen
you have
now.
obviously, yeah, certified DGen. I have taken my degree in DeFi.
Awesome. Oh, nice. I did not know that you were like in a marketing kind of things because I had no idea what you were doing on your own, like besides what you post on Twitter, right? Because we had a few chats here and there in private, but didn't really go too deep in there. So it's nice to hear your story, right? Thank you so much for sharing. And it's been
Yeah, it
what
was
three
a
years
pleasure.
now for you, right? October 2020 until
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
right?
3 years.
Just after 3 years. And it's funny how you kind of mentioned like I was buying things that I didn't know what it was about, and you just keep making money, right? Those were the good times. Can't wait for it to be back.
What? Yeah, the
But
fucking
was it
good times, bro.
right? Was it mostly
When
on
you,
mainnet back then, right?
I was like I will tell
Or
you
like
that
BNB?
probably, yeah, mainly BNB. I was buying like meme coins and shit coins on BNB, but I was also buying like altcoins like Polkadot and Cardano, and
Mm-hmm.
they were just like pumping. Like it was crazy. Like 2021 was really something else.
Right.
Like no research, nothing. Like you just buy things and they just pump. That's it. So and after 2 years of bear run, uh, with these 2 years of bear market, like I dream it at night. I dream those
Soon,
times at
soon.
night.
Hopefully soon, yeah.
Hopefully soon. Yeah.
Right. And then my next question to you, after your 3 years of experience, What is your investing framework? Like, what are the things that you look at before you decide to add that token into your portfolio? Could you share a bit on that end?
hmm Yeah, so first thing that I do is go on Twitter, see how their social media are. So if they are botted or not. So from there, I immediately know if their marketing team is good or not. See what they post. So what is their approach? If it's like if they are selling themselves as a serious project or they have a more meme approach. So that helps me to evaluate the kind of project I'm looking at. Then you go on GitHub and see quickly if they are active and how many developers are working on it. Then if I can, um, fortunately, like as a call influencer, um, it's also maybe bad to say, but I have some privilege. I mean, if I DM the team, they will likely answer me uh, always. So I just DM the team and ask them some questions if I have any doubt about their project. And this is done in parallel with reading the white paper or at least see what the project is. And then you check the tokenomics and see how much dilution there is, if the circulating market cap is as the fully diluted one or not. Um, and yeah, like from what I remember right now, it's like this usually. Then you go on Twitter and see. I like to go on Twitter and see if someone else has written something about the protocol to see also their opinions. Then hop in some chats. If I see that the project is interesting after all this, I try to see if someone knows more about it in some private groups like Castle Cap and now also Stay Capital and see what they think about it, if they have any opinion about it. And yeah, what I will say is that um, what I will suggest is generally to see um, where the protocol position itself in terms of narratives and see compared to the current market, like to the current market status, how that narrative could perform. So, for example, if it's in a bull run and it's a stupid narrative that people can easily understand, you will likely have more probabilities of going up rather than a complex narrative and project. But the opposite can happen in a bear run. So yeah, that was my process roughly, and yeah, that's it.
Nice. And I like how you kind of mentioned the bouncing ideas of other people who you deem as like intelligent, right? Like your castle cap, and then now you have state capital. And you kind of mentioned initially that you kind of ask questions to the team members on Twitter, right? So could you elaborate a bit more on that, such as like what do you kind of look out for, or what kind of questions do you ask the team, and what kind of deems as a more legit, like in their replies that help you think that they're more legit?
Yeah, so I usually ask them what is their background, if they have worked in any other DeFi project, and if they have worked, which one, what did they do, what was their role. Then see if they have already managed any team, because I think it's also really important for someone in a project to be able to handle a team of people. Then I like to know where are they based, um, and then I usually ask them if they have done any round. I think that yeah, it's something that I ask frequently. So if they have done obviously all the details about the round, and if they don't want to say it, it's already like a small red flag for me because there is no reason to not share this info. any of this info that I have just mentioned. And then yeah, I asked them about the round, and then see if they um, have any plan for marketing. What are eventually their plans? Usually, they always reply you with calls, campaign, calls, strategy, or at least like in 90% of the cases. So when they reply me with that, I ask them immediately which calls, because that also helps me to know if their marketing team is good or not. I mean, if they are going with um, calls with good reputation is something, if they are just hiring everyone, maybe it's not that great. And and yeah, then if
Right.
they collaborate with any important company or partner,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
Right. I think it's good that you are in this space, right, where you kind of know most of the KOLs around. So if the project does say that they are working with certain KOL, you can go and verify with that person because we know each other, right? Um,
Yeah,
and then you kind of know if they're lying or not. But I think you also mentioned that you ask for the previous experience. Like, how would you be able to prove? Like, let's say I create a new project and you're asking me, I could tell you like, oh, I was maybe a junior dev at Aave, or like a marketing at Pendo, for example. And then how would you know if I was lying or not lying? Just out of my curiosity.
yeah, yeah. So if it's like in a Web2 company, usually many times you can see it on LinkedIn. Like if you ask them their name or any resource about it, usually see it on LinkedIn in their background. Obviously, if the team is not anonymous, so if they are doxing themselves, they are not doxing themselves, and they tell you past projects in the space. I just take it for granted. Like I
I
don't really
see, I
have
see.
a way to verify it. Like I could go and ask, but I actually don't think I have ever done it. Maybe I'm too lazy. But yeah,
All
maybe
right.
I should do it.
No, understand. Just out of curiosity, right? Because if the project wants to do that, right, like they have bad intentions, they can definitely do that. And I mean, I hope not, but I know there are some out there who does such things. So, just asking. And then you also mentioned the narratives, right? So kind of just rotating from narrative to narrative, and also more of the so-called product market fit, right? Whether it fits what the market is looking for, and then if it's also within that narrative, then you will be a bit more, be leaning a bit more towards it, right?
Yeah,
All right, awesome,
exactly.
understood. And then my next question would now be a bit more relevant to what is going on in our DeFi sector right now, right? Like, is there anything in particular that you're excited about? Besides your stake capital, right? I'm sure you're super excited about it. But besides stake capital,
Yeah.
like any particular sector or protocol that you're excited about, or you're kind of more bullish on in the short to near long term future?
Yeah, so there is one sector that is the options one that I'm pretty bullish on, but I'm still trying to understand if it's, how I said previously, if it could be a good narrative for normies or not. Because I believe that in the current derivatives space, we are just missing options compared obviously to TradFi. DeFi is trying to replicate TradFi on chain, and if you check both words, what we miss now is mainly indices and options. Um, Indices, I believe they will come too. We have already some protocols, but um, indices, I think it's more of a long-term thing, as they usually have multiple aspects inside of them, and they usually try to reduce volatility as much as they can. And in the current state, it's really difficult to do it if you don't properly evaluate the projects to include the index. So I think it's something also more for a different target of consumers. So not DeFi agents, but more traditional investors, and that's for indices. While for options, there is the other missing part. We have seen already that in 2020, 2021, there was a lot of hype around them and a lot of use cases, but the space wasn't mature as it is now. And yeah, I believe that with the spot ETF and with that catalyst and with also the volatility that will likely come in the next months, always due to the ETF and the halving and the general market sentiment. I believe that options will be used more and more from both retail and market makers. So I think it's a sector that could do well. But as I said, I'm still trying to understand if it could overperform or underperform based on what people think about it. Um, while for other categories, I think what we will see, what I like is AI. Like I don't personally like AI projects, but I recognize that they are a easy sellable narrative,
Mm-hmm.
like layer ones in 2021. For a normie that joins the market and doesn't know anything, if you say, AI, they have already heard it compared to like uh, liquid staking and all these kind of things. AI is pretty easy to recognize, so I think it's a narrative that could do really well. Also because there is a lot of hype in general around it uh, in all kinds of sectors, not just in crypto and finance, but everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, AI is another narrative that I really believe that will do well in the next months. And in general, yeah, uh, I will not say any particular name.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, perpetuals for sure, just because with more volatility there is more usage. So yeah, I guess also perpetuals is something that will perform really well along with the others like LSDFi and stuff like that. Maybe real world assets. I will have a contrarian opinion.
Let's hear it.
I yeah, I believe that there are a lot of problems with them, mainly for regulations and smart contract security. So basically, I was at the ETH Milan a month ago. It was an event of Ethereum in Milan,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I was talking with people from DeFi projects involved with real world assets and with regulators and stuff like that. And they were talking about how institutionals are interested, right, in the crypto space. And I know this also because the bank director that purchased the 10% of the startup told me this too. Yeah, both parts told me that institutional are interested in the space, but they are really scared about smart contracts and the lack of regulations because you know uh, exploits and hacks occur like weekly. Every week we see a project getting exploited and
Mm-hmm.
people losing funds. And obviously, however, I cannot imagine as of now how a like TradFi fund handling billions and billions, if not trillions of dollars, will ever put their money at risk in a smart contract, knowing that every week someone gets exploited. Um, and yeah, the other thing is obviously regulations. There's still a lack of regulations um, all over the world, but I'm bullish on projects that are building in, for example, Switzerland and countries that have already put out a clear set of regulations. For example, if you see Beckett Finance and Arcton, they are two startups about real world assets. Well, they are both based in Zurich, in Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
And in that cases, uh, yeah, in that cases, I will say these are projects that are interesting and should be looked at. But in general, for real world assets, as of people are selling them on Twitter, like they're the next narrative and stuff. I don't know. Like I'm not sure about it as of how things are now. Yeah, I see these two main issues that are really really huge. And yeah, I don't know. Obviously, in a bull run, everything will pump, so we will just see everything skyrocket, uh, including real world assets projects. But my concerns are still there for the long term.
Right, understand. So if I were to summarize, the first one was options, second one was AI, and then the third one is
Perhaps,
potentially
let's say,
RWA, right?
I will say RWA is more about being bearish for me. Like,
All right.
I'm not, yeah, I mean, I see these two main problems with them, and I'm not sure if we will see them perform. Like, as I said, we will likely see them perform well due to speculation,
Mm-hmm.
but from a fundamental perspective, I don't know what will happen since there are these two major concerns about them.
Right.
For narratives that I'm bullish about, yeah, AI because it's easily sellable as a narrative. Options because it's the missing part of derivatives, and perpetuals. Yeah,
I mean, I've seen the picture of people comparing the total addressable market in options, right, in traditional markets, and then comparing that with the volume and the size in DeFi right now. It's so tiny compared to the traditional options market, and they're always talking about how big the pie is potentially is, right? And then
yeah,
for the
definitely.
AI side, ever since ChatGPT came out, Gen AI has been the thing, right? The hot word, and anything that you slap
Yeah.
a Gen AI on it suddenly goes up in value by few x's. But it is what it is, and for RWAs, I do have my kind of slight concerns similar to your points as well. So we'll see, right? We'll see. I'm pretty sure they will kind of go up, right? But we'll see how it goes on that end. And then let's zoom out a little bit now, right? Let's hear your thoughts, not just on the particular sector, right, but on the crypto markets as a overall for the next few months, right? We're in November now, so halving is in April, about 6 months from now. Where do you see us going? Like, given that we have done a considerable move up in the recent 2 weeks, what are your thoughts on whether the markets will be going up or down in the next few months and towards 2024?
Well, I believe we will go up from here because I don't see any reason for the ETF to be rejected. So that will drive for sure liquidity into the market. We will probably like go sideways, maybe even downwards for in the near term. Maybe I'm just saying what I believe it could happen, but I'm not sure about it. Yeah, then the ETF probably gets approved. We see a slightly move upward due to the news. Then we will likely go sideways and retrace, and then we will see a steady inflow of assets going into Bitcoin, and from there, Bitcoin pumps, and then assets rotate into altcoins, and the whole bull run starts. Something like that, probably. So in a few months from now, like April, I see us above the current prices. Um, in 2 months from now, It's hard to say. Maybe around these prices, maybe we will have already retraced downwards and went up again, or maybe we're just going sideways for a while.
Awesome. Are your bags packed? Are you ready for it to full send, or
Yeah,
are you kind of hoping a
stacking
bit
up.
more for accumulation?
Well, if I have to say the honest truth, I hope for more sideways and accumulation because I just make more money and I just buy more.
Awesome.
However, yeah, I'm already slightly invested. I was like fully stable, apart from a small part of the portfolio, but I was almost fully stable until like September, like 2 months ago. Then I started to accumulate slowly. I have also to admit that this move, I haven't probably made as much as many have done. I have made some good money, but I'm still mostly unstable, probably due to uh, PTSD from the bear market. But
Understood,
I also
understood.
recognize that we have a lot of months and years of bull run once it starts, so I actually don't care. Like money are there to be made easily once things start to skyrocket.
Exactly, exactly. And let's hope it comes soon. Moving on to your baby now, right? Let's move on to stake capital. So maybe you want to elaborate more about what you guys aim to do, what you guys are, right? I know you did a short introduction earlier, and you guys have the application going on. Maybe you want to elaborate a bit on that.
hmm So the capital was born from the minds of me, Laurent, the one with the Pepe in the PFB, the Smart Tape, Hercules DeFi, and Jeff. Um, so the idea was to address two things. One was to have a private community, a really gated community uh, of like-minded people that are all day researching, trading, and doing things in DeFi in order to share our opinions, talk, discuss, and stuff like that. And the other one was to fill a gap in the market because most of the marketing agencies and stuff like that are scamish. They just like ruin projects and waste their funds. And we were like, okay, we all have here experience in DeFi, in marketing. Jeff was an ex Spartan group, so he was in a VC. Laurent was in a crypto hedge fund. So our like expertise together combined covers like a lot of fields, and yeah, a lot of fields across DeFi. So we were like, okay, let's combine all our knowledge and expertise together, and we create a marketing agency that does also advisory, tokenomics, creation or support, eventually fundraising through our network. As I said, Jeff was an ex VC guy, and me and the others have also a lot of contacts with VCs. So, yeah, the idea was to help projects to really grow properly without wasting their funds, and yeah, partner up with the best projects as one of the best agencies in the space. And yeah, about the community, so we received like hundreds of forms, really like around 200 to 300 forms, and we have filtered them, most of them, and today we started to send out the first invites. I think we will be in total for the first period around like 50 to 60 members. So yeah, as I said, it's really strict as a community, uh, due to the fact that we want to preserve its quality. We want to make sure that it's not full of people that are doing nothing. The idea is for everyone to participate and contribute. So for example, to make a short example, we have watch list, a database where everyone now will start from tomorrow to update the metrics, update the projects, find out new projects and add them to the database, and we will do like weekly calls internally to discuss the market and stuff like that. So it's really like a community where we are all there together, working together to grow and capitalize on this next bull run and next bear run, and in general the next years. And yeah, we use it also, to be honest, as an additional value for our agency, because for now, like, there aren't basically agencies that can also provide support with a private community and this whole network of contacts that we have. So yeah, we're gonna also start posting soon on Twitter from tomorrow, some researches and other content. So the idea is, to provide value to both the community internally, but also to those who haven't been able to join because they weren't approved. However, we will, keep updated the Twitter, post researches and newsletters and stuff, and try to give as more valuable content as possible. And yeah, that's pretty much what Stay Capital is.
Awesome, man. There's a lot that you shared right there. So it's kind of be it reminds me a little bit about Fungi Alpha, right? And also the other groups like UDAO, Alpha DAO, in that sense where
Yeah,
I hope it doesn't turn into a sweatshop where you start kicking people, but that's how you gotta maintain the quality, right?
yeah, we will likely, like, I hope not, but if someone has to be kicked, we gotta do it for the benefit of everyone in the group.
And
Yeah,
also I think
that's the sad
no,
that's
I
the
haven't
sad
submitted
reality.
my application. I should do it really soon, right? Need to get in there
Yeah,
and see what you guys have cooking up in there, right? Maybe I'll do it right after the call.
exactly. I guess we will, like, we have closed the applications. I mean, you can still submit it, right? But I don't know if we want to accept anyone for now, in order to like start preparing everything, growing, and then maybe in a few weeks accept some new members and expel those who are not active. I guess we will do this. However, fill it, and yeah,
Right,
let's
definitely.
fucking go.
Will do, man. All right, and thanks so much for sharing Mooms. But now I want to get to know a little bit more about yourself, right? And the first thing that I would like to know is your daily routine, right? Could you bring us through like a day in the life of Mooms?
Okay. So I usually wake up at 6 to 6:30 a.m. Um, then what I do, I take a shower, have breakfast, usual things. Then I go straight to the gym and work out. Then I get back from the gym, take a shower, proteins and stuff. So it's probably like 9 and 30 a.m. And yeah, from there until lunch, so until like 2 p.m., I just work. Then I have lunch, and then I just work again until like 8 p.m. And then once I'm done, I have dinner, and then I sometimes throughout the week I go out with my friends. So it's really like boring, really boring, just working from like 9 to 9 a.m., 9:10 a.m., something like that until like 8 p.m. And then yeah,
Wait, are you in full
just
time
that.
in crypto right now, or like do you still have a day job?
Yeah, no, I'm full time in crypto at the moment.
Ah, nice, nice. Man, but you wake up really early, man, like 6:30, just to go to the gym.
Yeah, cause I wanna hit the gym as soon as possible, so I like take it out of my schedule, and then I can focus on working and stuff.
I'm trying to do that as well. It's really hard waking
I
up early
mean,
for me.
yeah, bro, like you have to pass the first week, let's say. Like the first week will be a hell. Like you're like, what the fuck? Why am I doing this bullshit? But then once you get used to it, I mean, it becomes natural. Like I wasn't an early morning person either, but now if like I gotta be honest, if I don't go to the gym and wake up early, I get like a bit mad. Like I see that my productivity
Goes
uh,
down.
gets lower. Yeah. So you just have to get used to it
Yeah,
somehow.
trying to build that habit. Um, but then again, what about your weekends, man? Besides, I hope you do not doing the full day of work on both days of your weekends. What do you do weekends for
Uh,
leisure, hobbies?
well, I have to delude you and say that most of the times I work
Oh
also in the
man.
weekends. Like I go out mainly on Friday and Saturday night, but it's like 2 to 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, this Friday and this Saturday I went out, and I went out like at 9 p.m. and got back at 2 a.m.
That's
and I
not three
woke up
hours.
maybe let's do 5 to 6. But yeah, like I don't know, man. Sometimes in the weekend I go out, sometimes I just stay and work, but sometimes I go out also throughout the week. So I try to leave the house not only for gym, like a couple times per week. And yeah, maybe I should go out more and work less.
I
But
mean, it's up to
sometimes I'm
you.
like, but we have to capitalize on this market to
Exactly.
then retire.
Exactly.
So I'm like,
You can go
yeah,
out
let's
after the next
sacrifice.
cycle.
Exactly. I
You
say
can
this
go out
every time
when
to
you
myself.
retire. Yeah, but I think it's nice to have a
Exactly.
balance of both work and relax, right? But I mean, in the crypto space, everyone is working like freaking 16 hours a day, non-stop every day. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to stay up to them with them. Like
You have to
if you
keep
were
up,
in a
right?
normal, yeah, if you were in a normal job, you are like, okay, I can take rest because everyone is doing the same. But if you're in crypto, like if you take some rest and go out or have a week of vacation, like there are other hundreds of thousands of people just there grinding 24/7. They're like uh, moving forward and it almost so fast that it's really hard to like take a break if you want to stay up to head with everything.
Exactly, right. If you kind of not keep up, you miss a multiple access sometimes for no reason, and then you get that FOMO
Yeah,
feeling, right?
crazy. Yeah,
Exactly.
fucking crazy.
But like, are there any hobbies on your own besides gym and like having catching up with friends, dinner?
Um, I would say I really enjoy watching Formula One and football with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
When I go out, listen to music and gym, and yeah, that's it. I used to be a serious nerd with video games a few years ago,
Uh-huh.
but then that habit went off.
After the
So yeah,
crypto
now
came
it's
in and replaced your gaming
yeah,
habit.
yeah, 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 exactly.
Nice,
It's
nice. So like,
crazy.
do you like meet with your friends and have dinners and like maybe drinks watching a game or like F1 race?
Yeah, yeah, all these kind of things. Yeah.
Nice, that's nice, that's nice. Like who's your favorite team?
So since I'm from Italy, I will say Ferrari for sure. Yeah, definitely Ferrari.
Any like particular driver, racer, sorry. I'm not a very
Uh,
F1 guy. I
yeah, yeah,
don't know
yeah.
all the terms.
Not really. I don't know. I don't have a particular driver that I prefer. I just hate Verstappen for no reason. Just
Man.
because he keeps winning. So I don't really like it. Like I guess you don't know how this season went, but he basically dominated
Oh
the
man.
whole season with like 19 victories on 21, something like that.
Wow.
So yeah,
And you
I
got
just like get annoyed now from him. Like it's just boring watching him.
you get annoyed from him winning too much. When he wins, it's like oh
Yeah,
him again.
yeah, especially when he beats Ferrari, and yeah, I don't really enjoy it.
That's good to know. Maybe I will look him up and see maybe a few of the recaps of the latest season and how it went. All right, and I think we've been
Yeah, you will
chatting
see
for
just him winning.
yeah, man. I think we've been chatting for quite a bit now. Let's end off with the last few questions, shall we? With the first one being
Hmm.
the greatest takeaway that you have from being in crypto.
Um, I will say that from being crypto, I have understood that compound gains are real. So small wins, especially in crypto, are so fucking valuable over time compared to just like trying to catch the next 20x, the next gem. If you just focus even on just doing a 10-20% move with altcoins, is something that you could easily do every week with this market. And over time, over like even 4 to 6 months, you will like, I don't know, 3 to 4x your portfolio or something like that. So for sure that one. And also, to take profit and pay yourself. It never hurts to reward yourself sometimes, and probably also enjoy life a bit more sometimes, you know. But yeah, I think this mainly. I guess I'm pretty common with all other guys that you have interviewed.
But I think it's important for you to really do what you said in your takeaway, right? Enjoy life a bit more, more than
Yeah,
more
maybe
than
that
the
works
grinding every
sometimes.
day. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. And then my second question to you would then be, what is one piece of advice that you would give your younger self?
Um, to Probably when you work, focus more and waste less time. Focus on less things. So don't try to do everything, but just take like one path, a couple paths, and follow them. And then probably also to learn a skill immediately and build cash flow on top of it. So do it from the beginning rather than just trying to catch everything and wasting time.
Awesome. I think that's a great advice, man.
Yeah,
And then
definitely.
to end this off with my final question, could you give me three names as guest nominations to come on the pod in future?
Yeah, so I will say the first name is Francesco Web3. That is my Italian friend that I met after IF Milan. He's in Castle Cab. He's a call on Twitter, researcher, writer, great guy. The second one is Res Degen. I don't know if you have heard him on Twitter. I will share you the link later. He
Yes,
was an
please.
ex F1. Yeah, he was an ex F1 engineer. And in general, his takes are really great. I really think he's a great dude to interview. also for his background prior to crypto and also
Mm-hmm.
his crypto experience. And then the third one is my bro Laurent. The
Laurent.
So yeah, Francesco Web3, Laurent, and Rest Degen. I
All
will give
right.
you their names here. Let's
Awesome. Thank
see.
you. I mean, I'm familiar with Francesco and Laurent, but I will check out Rest Degen for sure, right? And I have been meaning to get the other two on as well. So it's great that you nominated them. Right now, I have a reason to tag them and get them on as well.
Yeah, in the next interview with them, tell them that I have referred them and say that they are some pretty big chats.
Yeah, man. I will tag them in the Twitter post when this episode gets out, right? Um,
Yes,
before we
sir.
end off, right? We've done a lot of I think we've shared a lot of great stuff today, right? Then thank you so much, Mooms, for coming on for this episode, right? Really appreciate you taking the time and sharing your thoughts with everyone. And of course, I'll be linking down your Twitter and State Capital down below for the folks who want to check them out. Do check State Capital out as well. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in to this episode. We will see you in the next episode.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.
That brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Before you go, do remember to give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you never miss a thing. Comment down below what you liked about this episode, who you would like me to interview next, or any topics that you want to learn more about. Until next time, this is Moose moving out.